So Cardano ADA failed to find support at the 200 EMA and the 50 EMA, which then led to this move to the downside. But then we ended up seeing a reversal where we ended up breaking through both the 50 EMA and the 200 EMA. And here we are now hovering over the 200 EMA. Now, it is possible that within this setup here, that this move is made up of 5 waves, where essentially what you have is your wave 1, your wave 2, your wave 3, wave 4, and your final 5th wave move. And this 5th wave is typically a 1.236 to 1.618 retracement of the wave 4. So ADA has the potential to reach anywhere between 66.16 cents to 68.7 cents. So if I draw that in, anywhere within this region here. Now it is still possible too that this move is complete and it's made up of 5 waves. So if I was to adjust this, effectively what you'd have is your wave 3, your wave 4, which is shallow, and your 5th wave, which ended up truncating. Now, if I head on over to the minute chart, what you can see is despite the 5th wave truncating, it is still made up of impulsive moves rather than corrective moves. So as you can see here, this is our 5th wave, and that's made up of impulsive moves rather than corrective moves. So it's possible that this move is also complete, this 5-wave move here. Now, the X wave typically retraces anywhere between 50% to 88.2% of the W wave. So this X wave here. So if I just remove this now, and so this X wave here. So if I just quickly draw that in. So ADA could potentially reach anywhere between 62.91 cents to 73.73 cents. And as you can see, we already met the requirement over here. And so we could go even higher towards 73 cents. And so there is a possibility that a bigger WXY structure is forming, where you have your W wave, your X wave, and your Y wave. And of course, this W wave depends on whether or not we reach this target here or we reach the target over here. But nevertheless, we could see that retracement to the downside. Now, what you can also see is on the stochastic RSI, we are within the overbought conditions. And same can be said on the 4-hour chart. So if I remove that and go on the 4-hour chart, so you can see that we are within the overbought conditions. Now, it would be interesting to see if ADA actually reaches this region here before we see that retracement to the downside, or if we see the retracement to the downside and then we reach this target here. Now, you can also see that the 200 EMA also runs confluent with our targets, so it would be interesting to see if ADA actually gets rejected at the 200 EMA, which is looking like a possibility. And in addition to that, whenever we have been overbought on the stochastic RSI, on the 4-hour chart at least, we have seen that move to the downside, like over here, and over here, and over here, and over here. Now, of course, the stochastic RSI doesn't reflect the price action, and all it does is it gives you an indication on the momentum. So right now, it's indicating that the bulls are losing that momentum. But even so, we can still potentially reach this region here. Now, as far as the mid-term targets goes, I am still tracking 2 scenarios right now, one of which is a double bottom setup, and one of which is a move to the downside where ADA could potentially reach this region here between 36.95 cents to 41.84 cents. Now, the confirmation that we need for ADA to be in a double bottom setup is if ADA was to break this level here at $1.17 and goes even higher. Now, as far as the bearish setup goes, there is a possibility that within this Y wave, a bigger WXY structure is forming, where this W wave is complete, and then we get a move to the upside to complete the X wave, and then a final move to the downside to complete the Y wave. And should that be the case, the X wave again typically retraces anywhere between 50% to 88.2% of the W wave. And so ADA has the potential to reach $1. And so even if we were to reach $1, that's not a confirmation that we are on a bullish run, because again, we could get rejected and then see this move to the downside. And so if ADA was to break this level here at $1.17, then that would confirm that we are on a bullish run. And, we ended up having a double bottom. And, we are no longer going to reach this region here. And so, yeah, that's just my quick update on Cardano ADA. Hopefully you found this useful. And if you did, then feel free to hit that like button. And if you're new, feel free to subscribe. Take it easy, people. Peace.